Alright guys, it's time for another Dart Wars Blaster review. I'm the Nerf Ninja.
And I'm Dominic, the area manager.
We're about to jump into the Doominator Zombie Strike by Nerf. Sit back, strap on your seatbelt because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Alright, so we're going to start talking about the Doominator here. I'm going to go ahead and start off by talking about maybe some of the pros here. First of all, it looks really cool. The aesthetics of the blaster, it's got a really intimidating look to it. The color schemes are really neat.
Definitely bringing that cool factor.
Yeah, the cool factor is there for sure. Whether you're 8 or 48, it doesn't matter. This gun's got a really cool look to it. The fact that it holds the 24 rounds, so you actually get 24 darts with this blaster, which is pretty cool.
As far as the functionality, as we get into more of the functionality, we do find that it will work potentially for people who are ambidextrous, or if you're left-handed, right-handed. Either way, because of this handle, that is definitely a pro for this blaster. We test fired it. There's more cons than there are pros to this blaster, so we won't be using it on our battlefield.
Yeah, we're not going to actually be using this one at Dart Wars as a rental. If somebody wants to bring in their personal Doominator, they can feel free to do that. But after shooting it downrange, figuring out some of the cons on it, it's not quite up to par. One of the main points that I noticed that was a big con for me again was just like the Rotofury, if I slam this back, I'm barely making it without pinching my thumb in there. Now, if my thumb by chance rises just a little bit there to that gray portion and then I slam it, it's actually going to squeeze my finger again. And again, with that many rounds, your tendency is to want to just pop shots down. Well, again, now I'm a little intimidated by holding on to this. Now, the cool thing, again, is that I can actually, because I know that, actually shoot from the side. But, if you're hiding in a bunker, it's going to limit you to how much you can get compact and hide.
Let's go into a couple of neutral points real quick. The Flip Fury technology is definitely cool that it's integrated into this blaster. However, there are cons to that, as in this bottom flipping trigger doesn't always work. It's not very consistent. I would say it only works about 70% of the time. If you're using one or the other, it helps a lot more.
Yeah, so for some reason, when you actually put both fingers in that, it actually sometimes doesn't rotate. We did like the fact that it had the attack rail on the top. We noticed here also that on the one side of the blaster, it's almost like a jam gate here on the barrel where you can actually push back some of these darts. When we went on the range and shot downfield, we were getting about 60 feet. That was at an arch. This dart, more than likely, shouldn't be able to fit inside of there. Considering the dart size difference here. So we're talking about the barrel right now. The barrel is massive. Yeah, I'm squeezing 2 darts down there, and I'm not even squeezing them. They just slide right in there. What's happening is as you go to prime that and squeeze the trigger, the dart's going to come out, hit the top of the barrel, and then bounce back out. So if you want to be successful with this blaster at all, you're going to find yourself shooting like this most of the time. The con to this blaster was the average was every 4 to 5 darts it would jam. 4 to 5 darts it would jam, 4 to 5 darts it would jam.
And having 6 rounds in each one of these drums, only being able to shoot 4 out of the 6, that's that give and takes, that's not good enough.
Not a good ratio by any means.
No, not for the field out there, especially in an intense game mode. I mean, it's not very accurate, it doesn't shoot very far.
Or consistent.
So the more ammo, it doesn't really, I mean, it's a pro and it looks cool, but as far as functionality, I don't know that it adds too much to the blaster.
Yeah, and really here at Dart Wars or anywhere else, you're going to be running around using your blaster. Accuracy, consistency, those are all things that are really important. I'm thinking right now, this is scoring, again, a 5 for me. 1 out of 10 being a 5. Dominic, what do you think?
I think overall, I do like the way it looks. So, and that's really all I like about it. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5 just based on that. Functionality, I'm not gonna be able to rate it because it didn't function very well. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it an overall 5.
Yeah, and
for me too.
And speaking of that, this blaster here is actually the first one we had pulled out of the box, and we were just getting used to the feeling of it and what we think you can hear the sound inside of the
return spring for the trigger.
So the trigger's actually stuck. So the first blaster we pulled out of the box, within about 5 minutes, the trigger's not working. So we're gonna probably go in here, open it up, find that spring, replace it, and while we're in there, we're gonna look at it and kind of get a feel for everything. We're talking about the Doominator. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the box. Remember, subscribe to the channel. You know the drill. We'll catch you guys next time.